No, I'm not selling you anything. I know a lot of real estate agents are gonna make some videos on this, and I'll tell you what, I am not a real estate agent, and I'm not here to sell you nothing. I should have probably put that at the beginning. I'm gonna put that at the beginning, okay? So somewhere in the world, Dave Ramsey just lost his mind. Somebody made a post so crazy, so diabolical, that he was just completely shocked at the insanity of the idea. And that post was a 50-year mortgage. Ooh, Dave Ramsey, I'm sorry. Can you believe the audacity? But you know what? Just because Dave Ramsey might not like a 50-year mortgage, does that mean a 50-year mortgage is bad for you? Well, I'm no expert, but this is business as usual. So let's talk about it. Welcome, you guys. My name is AJ DeAndrea. I am the host of Business as Usual, and we are in the beautiful state of Florida right now. And look, this is a channel where we talk business, obviously, in a fun, not boring way that everybody can understand. So if you're watching this video, please subscribe. I'm begging you to subscribe, because I'm gonna be posting until I burn out, okay? I'm gonna be posting every other day. Just look, stop for a moment and subscribe. Let's just do it. We can do it together, me and you. Just press that button right there. And for subscribing today, because I know you did, here's a picture of something random that I don't know what I'm gonna put yet, but we're gonna put it there. That being said, only at the end of the video, if you like it, drop a like and a comment too. Look, if I'm insane, tell me that. If I got something crazy, just tell me, all right? But let's get into this 50-year mortgage, because that's what's crazy right here, okay? Look, the TLDR on this whole thing is that it's the dumbest idea in the world. We're just gonna start with just the basics. 50 years of payments. Just even saying that just made me lose my mind. I am currently somewhere in the age of 20s, let's just say that. Let's just say I was 20, I'm not 20. If you add 50 years of that, I will be 70 by the time I'm done paying this loan off. If that's not enough to deter you from this, I don't know what to tell you. 50 years of payments is what you're gonna be looking at. Look, I know the housing market is tough right now. People cannot afford to get mortgages. Look, especially my age group, we're having a really tough time into homeownership. But let me give you a little bit of reality here. Extending payments into 50 years is not gonna solve anything. So the biggest issue with mortgages is that interest rates are front loaded. So that means they have you pay the interest first. That's what they want you to pay. They want to make sure that you're paying them something for letting them borrow this money, however it is, whether it's a 15-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage, it's front loaded. They put majority of the interest at the beginning of the term. Well, what does that mean? That means when you're first making payments on the house, not all of it is going to the actual house. So let's say you take a loan out at $300,000, right? At a 7% APR. What this means is that whatever your payment is, I don't know what the exact payment would come up to after 30 years. Actually, let's get the math. Monthly payment. So just the principal of a $300,000 mortgage at 7% APR, that's just the principal plus interest. It doesn't include taxes, doesn't include insurance, doesn't include HOAs. That would be about $2,000 a month, okay? Well, you're not paying $2,000 directly to your $300K. It doesn't work like that. You're paying a front-loaded interest amount into that payment that they're going to get back, that the bank is going to get back, because they want the money first that they're borrowing you, not your principal, not what you bought the house for. They don't want it to go to that, because that's building equity over time. They want the interest so that if you default on your payments, they made some money and get the equity of the house too, whatever that is and whatever doesn't come. So for a $300,000 mortgage at 7% APR, 30 years would be $1995. AJ, I can't find a house at $300,000 and stuff like that. But let's just say we were to do this hypothetical 50 year. At 50 years instead of 30 years, you are going to save a whopping $190 a month. It would effectively take your payment from $1995 to $1805. Seems like a good deal, right? At least you're saving $190. Oh yeah, let's just skip over the fact that you're paying 20 years extra for that. Do you want to know why? Because APR is annual percentage rate on interest, okay? APR is a fee that you pay for interest every year. So because you're going from 30 to 50 now, when the original used to be 15 before FDR, right? You are going to pay 20 extra years at that 7 whatever percent that you're gonna pay. And you're probably gonna pay more. You're gonna pay 20 extra years at that 7% whatever interest rate you have. So it's going to accrue all that interest on that massive amount of debt that you're pulling. This is a terrible idea. I don't know how, for all intents and purposes, I really think this is a joke. I mean, it literally makes no sense, 0 cents to pull a 50-year loan. It does not make any sense. But if somebody were to pull a 50-year loan, which somebody will because that's how people work, right? If it becomes legal, of course. What is this gonna do for the economy? Well, in the short term, it's going to free up $190 for them, and whatever rate that they purchase this large loan for, they should, in theory, have more spending power initially, which in turn will mean they're spending more into the economy most likely because, people, if somebody's going to pull a 50-year loan, I highly doubt they're going to be putting money into a savings account or in any investment accounts. They're probably going to spend it. So it'll put a little bit of money into the local economies at the time. And the other thing you got to hope would happen, but probably would not happen, is rents would lower because you can get a lower interest rate at a 50-year mortgage. And because you could do a 50-year, the payments are less. And because the payments are less, 50 years is like renting anyways, because you're going to be super old by the time you even pay that off. You'd hope rental prices go down a little bit, but the truth is that's not guaranteed, and there's no guarantee that that might happen. So in the long term, you're never going to pay off this loan. You're going to be paying a mortgage for practically your whole life, literally majority of your whole life. The average lifespan in America is around 75, I believe, 76, depending on what state you're in. 50 of that, you're going to be paying a mortgage. 5 of that, you don't even remember because you were in diapers, in pull-ups. And then the other 5, you're probably not going to remember because you lived a long life. 50 years is a ridiculous idea. I would not recommend. If this 50-year loan becomes available for whatever reason, don't take it. Why would you do that? This is not good for your business. You have to think of your house as a business, right? Because it is an asset eventually that people can come after, that you could sell and make some money off of. You don't want to do that. If you're an investor, you don't want a 50-year loan. If you're somebody that can't afford to live, we know that there's a crisis right now, but a 50-year loan is not the solution to this problem. Okay, it's not the solution to this problem. We need a solution. I don't know what it is yet, but what do you think? If the 50-year loan becomes available, are you taking that? But that being said, are you pulling a 50-year loan? Because I won't be doing that. So you guys have a great day. Drop a like, leave a comment. Let me know what's up. Let's get a discussion going. And I'll see you on the next episode of Business as Usual.